Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdicus Dave. Today I'm hanging out with all these fine nerds. We're going to be playing some GammaWorld. It runs off the 4th edition D&D rule set, and it is set in the world of Gamma Terra. Uh, we're going to be doing it a little bit different, though. We're playing the Mutant Mayhemball League, which basically are players that you see before you tonight are going to be playing athletes in this very bloody sport. Thinking a combination of a mishmash of rugby, basketball, and ice hockey, but there will be no ice. And we'll get into that more as we begin playing. But we're going to kind of just jump right into things. Right now, standing in front of a kind of rundown stadium in the town of Razorville is who's up first? Who's with our commentator? We have a hybrid hedgehog Amazonian woman dressed in a sports blazer. She is holding a microphone in front of your face right now. We have none other than the Triple Q, former MML star Quincy the Quill Quigley. She has long, luscious quills that come from the sprout from her head and just run all the way down her back, almost to her feet. And she has perfectly manicured and painted talons tipping her fingertips that you can see kind of glistening, as she holds the microphone in front of you. And looking at you with intense eyes. You can see the webbing kind of like crinkling through her fingers around the microphone. And she's standing at a whopping 6 foot tall, looking over at, let's see. Well, Ted, you're not muted. So she's looking at you. And so what makes you think you got what it takes coming to Mutant Mayhemball League as a first timer? Tell us what your plan is.
So standing there is Zostrog. He's an arachnoid. Are we in our uniforms? Or are we in like regular clothes at this point?
I think she's catching you right after a training at your home stadium, and you guys, it's your last training before you're about to get on the bus and head over to the Neon Oasis for your first game of the season.
All right. So as I said, Zostrog is an arachnoid. So he's got two legs and six arms. Some of them are always kind of crossed in front when he's not not playing the game. Just to not be in the way, but the upper arms are, super long and what have you. It's like, well, my story is a bit of an odd one, but then again, everyone here in the crap hole we deal with are, have got their own tale. I fell through some kind of wormhole or rip in space, taken away from my family, found myself in this little town, didn't know what to make of myself, and wound up starting a band. It didn't do well. The crap, what is the name? Where is the Nuclear Nomads? You probably haven't heard of us, but there's a couple of fans out there that might have followed me from one thing to the next. But one night we got into a little scrap after our performance. Some of our fans weren't as much of a fan as we thought. Well, as luck would have it, there was a promoter, a recruiter, whatever you want to call it, in attendance of the show. Thought they liked the cut of my jib or whatever weird phrases he decided to use at the time. Thought I could handle myself. Thought that I brought something interesting to the team. So here I am.
Excellent, excellent. So you're a newcomer now. Since the great cataclysmic event that happened generations ago, every now and again a rift will open up and it'll dump dump a newcomer into Gamma Terror here, uh, or take them out, as the case may be. So, um, who's going to be sponsoring you in this event?
You know, I didn't really pay much attention to that. I'm only a few months into this Gamma Terra world, so I'm just kind of learning how to play the game. I'll let somebody else handle the sponsor, and I'll kind of look to whoever's next in line.
Hmm. Well, congratulations on making the team, and good luck. I'm going to go to you next, Carlos.
So like as like I'm forgetting what was the name of these Quilly announcers again.
So the announcer is you can call me Triple Q or Quincy or the Quill, whatever you like.
So the moment when Quincy just get done interviewing this fellow, this arachnid fellow, they feel kind of like a little nudging up on their leg, almost like a cat, kind of like yeah, my turn, my turn.
She does it
But
a little shimmy shake to the side and kind of like kicks out her leg a little bit. It's a very well muscled calf. You can see that she must still take care of herself and keep in shape. Easy there.
and then like as like the cat kind of like literally uses all their arms to kind of you notice like it's a very peculiar cat, almost like the cat has 8 tails and a torso. Uh, just like hi.
So, so how did you get into the sport? How do you find yourself here at Razorville? Are you one of the locals that have come up and been homegrown into the sport?
Oh, gee willikers, I wish. I mean, like, I've had, like, I had dreams. I come from a small town called Pergolly. And, you know, and what happens is, like, I always had a dream to inspire people. So I actually tried out to be a mascot. But it didn't work out. Believe it or not, people don't find my appearances too appealing. Could you believe that? Ah,
Well,
but
how are you going to do on the field? I mean, you're so small compared to everyone else. What do you bring to the game?
that's my specialty. Who could predict the smallest person you will see? All this chaos, explosion, and blood and shatters happens on the field. Are you going to be paying attention to that small little ditch in the corner? No, you are not. If you wouldn't even know I was here if I didn't rub up on you.
Well, you might very well have a good point. Wait a minute. It looks like your friend there has something to say. And the mic gets shoved into Zortok's face. Isn't that you, Ted?
I'm Zostrog.
Zastrog. All right.
Was I supposed to say something?
Yeah, she hands you the mic because you have a look on your face like you just remembered something.
No.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, all I know is I can definitely handle myself on the field. In fact, that's the reason why I'm here to prove that the little guy can definitely do it. As I kind of flail around, as I'm flailing around, a bit of my tentacle slime just sloshes off a little bit.
And
Like,
what about you? Do you have a sponsor that's backing you in this play?
absolutely, Nuka Cola, the best cola around. As I try to give a half-ass thumbs up, but it's actually just my arm, like.
Well, we'll see how you do on the field. I'm very, very curious. And with that, uh, she turns to the large ape.
And like Sai has been standing in the back of the group all quiet and stoic this entire time. And kind of like knuckle drags forward like a regular ape, but like wearing a flannel, and clearly there is intelligence in those eyes. Like sort of leans in to give comment, but waits for a question first.
So, where are you from and what brings you here to Razorville?
A long way off from here. A little place called Skull Island. I got the blood of champions running through my veins, and I'm going to dominate this game.
Well, you definitely have the size for it. I believe you have a good chance of moving that ball down the field. I don't know who's going to be able to bring you down. Do you prefer offense or defense?
Oh, the best defense is a good offense.
Excellent. What about you? Who's sponsoring you today?
And Sai whips out a pack of cigarettes, draws one out, and says, Fuegos. If you're trying to replenish your mana and get a smoke break at the same time, buy yourself a pack of these. You'll have all the spell slots you could ever need.
That's amazing. Although, I don't know, I might see cancer in your future. What about...
No, I'm not using these. I'm not a caster.
And what about you, sir? Pointing to the last of yous.
So what you see at first looks like an enormous, like 7 foot tall stuffed animal, but it's actually sort of like a suit that has encased a dinosaur android. And so there's this sort of metallic timbre to the voice as he begins speaking. He says, well, hidey ho there. I'm Herbie the Hugosaurus Rex.
So you must be the team's mascot.
Oh no, I'm not the mascot. I'm a player.
Oh, and where do you hail from?
Why, the best place in the whole wide world, Herbie Land, which also happens to be my sponsor.
Well. I've heard about, padding up for the field, but this takes it to a whole new level.
Well, I am all after the adoration of the crowds, and with Herbie Land being less than populated at the moment, I dare say that this is a great opportunity for some attention.
And how did you get recognized as a star athlete you hope to be?
Well, I just sort of saw one of the scrimmage matches playing and decided to jump right in.
That's a bold move there, Hugosaurus.
Yeah, I just go around and give people hugs. But unfortunately, some people aren't special enough to survive afterwards.
And what about you, Sai? How did you get involved in the sport?
I mean, honestly, I kind of draw the eye. My silhouette's pretty noticeable. I happened to be in the area while somebody was, looking, and they were looking for Big.
That makes a lot of sense to me. As does our spider friend's story. But the enigma to me is still the catapus. Is that what you're called again? What are you?
Anyway, I'm Perlock.
A Perlock.
Where? No. I'm a felinoid octopus. Octopod. Whatever you learn people say. But the point is this. Why does it matter? I'm going to take that ball down to the end zone or get my teammates there, one or the other. You better believe.
It matters because the fans of Razorville want to know. They want to know who's representing them and what they can look forward to on the field. They're going to be here watching on their telescreens as you march off to the Neon Oasis to face the Neon Annihilators.
So Dave, while she was interviewing, the other teammates, somebody came over and like pulled Zostrog aside, and like there was a heated off-camera exchange, and he kind of like sidles back over into view and looks to try and catch her eye.
So after Perlock finishes, she turns to you.
Yeah. So apologies to you know, the friends and fans out there, and especially to Belay Butchers. But that's who's sponsoring, yours truly. Sometimes you need the finest of rare meats from the wastelands, and Belay Butchers is the way to get it.
Well, better late than never, I suppose. So, what is your plans? How are you going to tackle the Neon Annihilators? I mean, the whole team is a mystery. I've heard they've totally reworked their roster, and no one even knows who's taking the field this year. This is going to be the first opening game.
So I think there's going to be a bit of shock and awe between the as you called it, the catapus and the dinosaur. I think they're going to get underestimated. They're going to be a little worried what to do with our ape friend, and I'm going to literally stop them in their tracks.
Interesting. I can't wait to see how you do that. I mean, no offense, sir, but your limbs are kind of spindly there.
Well, sometimes all it takes is the right look.
I see. I mean, played a lot of games myself. I've been on the gridiron. I've been doused. Been doused with the acid. I've dodged the disintegration rays. I've been splattered with the blood of my opponents and sometimes my teammates. But always found a way to make it through. And usually it's not a stare. You have a disintegration stare up your sleeve, or maybe that's a mutation you're hoping to get before the game starts.
Well, there was something that happened when I came through the portal, and I'm not going to give away my weapons now. We'll wait till game day.
Whoa, there are no weapons on the field unless they happen to be on the field. Those are the rules, sir.
It is within me. It is not a physical weapon.
And like as she says that, and she kind of like her back is to the camera, she kind of gives you like a look and a wink. All right. Well, I will stop detaining you. My understanding is your bus is fueled up and ready to go after you guys hit the showers and do whatever you need to do. I will see you in Neon Oasis. All right, fans, you heard it here first. The Jax 45 representing Razorville, and of course, let's not forget their adorable mascot. And what is this fellow's name? As a huge rabbit, crimson rabbit with huge horns, kind of leaps into view. Comes up to the shoulders of probably the spider guy, but towers over Herlock. Then she takes the microphone and points it at the giant jackalope. And if your teammates don't want to introduce you, perhaps you'll introduce yourself. And it just kind of gives her a derpy look.
His name's Jack.
And licks the microphone.
His name's Jack, and he's got a bit of an attitude.
An attitude? He's adorable. And she kind of does like the chin scrunchy thing.
I like deadpan face and hold up a finger with like the Hello Kitty Band-Aid on it.
Herlock is completely unimpressed by the person that stole his job.
Well then, sports fans, with that, let's let our professionals get ready for their first debut. So is there anything you guys like to do before you head off and get on the bus?
I imagine Herlock himself would already be on the bus and literally nap the entire time until people are getting in, and as soon as he gets in, everyone's he's just trying to make his way out, saying, "Hey, what's going on out here?" Oh, a real cat would.
Okay. So you're the first one to get on the bus before everyone else, and the bus driver's already there, getting things ready to go, fueling up. Gus is a cyborg humanoid goat wearing a pair of overalls. Got a straw farmer's hat, and he's chewing on a piece of straw.
I sit
Long
on the
goatee.
dashboard. I sit on the dashboard.
Herbie will look at Sai and say, "She said something about hitting the showers. Do you think that that's part of the prerequisites to actually begin the game?"
I don't think they meant literally. It was more.
You know what? If
Go
it
get clean.
is, if it is a prerequisite, I'm gonna hit those showers so far.
Right. We are going to knock them all the way into the sky, past the moon.
And like that was in character, like talking over you, Ted. I wasn't like OOC trying to, but like
No,
just
that's cool.
Sai comes in there,
That's
completely
quite cool.
missing the point.
I think they're saying we get clean before we get on the bus.
Well, you guys just
Many-
got done practice, so
Many humanoids give off an odor, especially when they physically exert themselves.
Oh, I don't have any sense of smell, so I wouldn't know that.
It attracts other gorillas.
So Zastrog's going to attract gorillas?
I highly doubt that.
No.
Oh, well, I thought more gorillas might be more fun.
I'm not sure you could handle that kind of fun, friend.
Maybe not.
But it would be a raucous night.
Well, that's what the game is all about, being raucous and loud and violent.
Yeah, I like to bang rocks together sometimes.
So, as you guys, make your preparations and pile onto the bus, the final arrivals on the bus is the coach and the team manager. The team manager, which Ted, you would recognize from, or I should say, Zostrog would recognize from the person that recruited him, is Craig McCroker. He's a giant toad with an ill-fitting gray suit, and he's chomping on a stogie like he always does. Might be Fuego brand, not sure. Usually not lit though. Says the wife gives him a hard time about the smell of smoke. So, but he misses the cigars, and he's pushing a stroller, and it is the team coach, Gary, who's basically a giant bowl of Jello. He was a pretty good player back in the day, but his final mutation stuck, and he can't really play anymore. But he knows a lot of stuff.
Our coach is a bowl of Jello.
Yes. Gary. All right,
Wow.
team.
In character, I kind of want to lick Gary. Like, I don't know if we've ever done that in the past, but damn.
Well, if you do, he is lime flavored.
I would assume Perlock in the past has definitely licked Gary. Kind of like a congratulatory, like, good job out there, buddy.
So he's got little pseudopods that stick out, and he's got his clipboard in front of him, and he's got his whistle that he has to constantly like pull out of himself, the goo, and like kind of like shake it out. It takes like 3 blows to get his goop out of it so that it actually works. All right, team. Good practice today. Good hustle. I like what you did out there. Perlock, you're really getting better. I appreciate you not licking me today. That was an improvement for sure. And all right, where up, Jack on the bus, Jack. And Jack comes hopping on. So, everyone settled? We ready to go? Did everyone use the restroom before we left? This is going to be the last time. We got to go all the way through the desert. We're not stopping.
Well, we didn't hit the showers.
Well, in your case, that's probably a good thing. You're mostly cloth and metal, so probably a bad combination, and I don't think you sweat.
No, I don't.
If we're not stopping, do we have food provisions on the bus?
This ain't my first rodeo, kid. I've been to many a game, many a away game, and logistics have all been handled by our manager, Craig. You can always count on him. He takes care of all the business stuff, makes sure everyone gets paid, gets all the sponsors in, does all the things.
I just wanted to make sure as I give one of my many eyes, looks over to the giant ape. I don't want to be eaten today.
Why would I eat you?
Yeah, apes are usually vegetarians.
Well, some of them are, but not all of them in this place.
Well,
I'm
that's
like gonna open my mouth and show you the very sharp fangs that exist in there. But would you eat a spider?
Oh, many spiders eat spiders without a problem.
No, but most mammals wouldn't.
Gus looks over his shoulder. I definitely would eat a spider, but I'll eat anything.
I would worry more about that one.
And
I say pointing.
He literally pulls a tin can out of his coveralls
Oh
and
my
starts
god.
chewing on it. But I have heard most gorillas are vegetarians.
But yeah, I point at the octopussy over there. And I'm like, I'd worry about that one. They'll eat spiders.
Never. And I
But
slink my way over the
Kitty's not quite as
Barbie.
big as you, Sai. So, I just want to make sure that your appetite is covered.
Craig speaks up in a croaky voice. I mean, giant spider, that's got to be like, what, the crabs of the land? I don't
And I'd
know.
rather go for a pizza.
And this is the kind of banter that goes on as you guys are driving through, away from Razorville, headed towards the desert, and the neon oasis, which you actually see in the distance long before you get there. It's like a glowing beacon, and it lives up to the name Neon for sure. Like for miles out, you can just see it, and they're just beautiful oranges and pinks and greens. I mean, it looks like New Yorker shoelaces all over the place.
So, how long is the drive from Razorville to Neon Oasis?
So 15 hours straight through. Gus never stops, doesn't take a break. It is late when you guys are rolling in to Neon Oasis.
In the back corner of the bus, like at the ceiling, Zostrog like makes a nest and clings to the ceiling.
You can nest up there if you want, Gus says, looking up in the mirror. But God damn it, if you lay a single egg in my bus, we're gonna have words, son.
I'm a dude. I don't lay eggs.
I don't know what you do, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying, don't lay any eggs in my bus.
There'll be no eggs from me. Got
Perfect.
I don't know who would allow it, but like I see Perlock absolutely making his home on everyone else's laps if they would allow it. And whenever they're trying to pet him, they're like, no, you don't pet me, I'll pet you.
Oh no, I'm just picturing like the tentacle coming up and just like gently caressing someone's face.
Respectfully, mind you, not being goofy or weird about it. Respectfully. And I imagine from time to time,
respectful tentacles, got you.
Absolutely, man, respectful always. And from time to time, he's gonna bother Craig, asking, "Does he have the box that my bed came in, so I could occasionally sleep in it.
Not the bed, the box.
The box.
Perfect. We do, but we left it at home.
He's very disgruntled with that comment.
So as you roll through the town of Neon Oasis, the bus drives by a neon flashing sign that says the Electric Knight. And it is literally a neon flashing knight. Kind of goes around the corner and parks in the parking lot behind the building. All right. Craig calls out, or croaks out, I should say. Off the bus. This is where we're staying. Lodgings and accommodations. We got tonight the rest. Tomorrow we have tonight and tomorrow we have the rest. The following day we suit up for a practice on the field so we can get a feel for it. And then the big game.
So, do we know anything about the team we're going to be up against? Do we have any way of acquiring any information?
As far as ways to acquire it, that's up to you guys. But currently, no. As you were told, they totally redid the roster and they've been keeping it a secret. They have not been letting anyone know who's playing.
I mean, that works for us too. It's not like they're gonna know what hit them either.
So, Gus opens the door to the bus, and then Craig, your team manager, Mr. Mick Croker, begins pushing the stroller containing your coach Gary out of it, and starts heading towards the Electric Knight.
Wow.
So, what's
great.
the plan here, team?
What do you
We
say?
turning in? Are we we're gonna go check out this new place?
Let's see if the other team gets sloppy and maybe we can catch them in the area as well.
So it is suggested that Craig suggests you grab your stuff and at least throw it in your rooms. This place looks like an old-timey saloon, except for there's like display screens everywhere. It's got some more modern conventions of a sports bar, but it definitely has the saloon-style doors as you go in. There's holograms all over the place, and behind the bar is the holographic image of like an old-timey Western bartender for a saloon, but clearly it's a hologram. He kind of tips his head to you guys as you come in, and as you kind of walk in, you notice that like most of the stuff seems to be self-automated. Like robot arms come out and do things, and little hover drones.
So it's a mixture of technology and Old West.
Yes.
Fancy.
This is my kind of place.
Greetings, my name's Spark, and I own this joint. Welcome, I'm Jim. And then little like metal hands or metal armatures come out of the bar with little articulated fingers and pick each one up and begin handing them to you, and then they sink back into the bar.
So, what comes with our lodgings?
Well, while you're a guest at the Electric Knight, we'll take care of your rooms for you. Your meals are covered, of course. If you need anything else, just let us know.
Milk.
Are there any other patrons in the establishment?
There are a smattering of patrons in the establishment. Roll a d20, Ted.
13.
13. So the first person you lay your eyes on is a blue-skinned, mostly looking human with kind of like fin-like ears, bald head. He's got like a fin on top of it. You notice he's drinking out of a mug, and his hands are wrapped around the mug, and you can see that his fingers are webbed. They look like they're made for swimming. Pretty odd for a desert. And then instead of like bringing his drink up to his mouth to drink, the liquid seems to be coming up out of the cup and going right into his mouth.
I nod in appreciation, as a fellow, Mohawk person. I just kind of, tip my head in his direction and, give a smile.
What about the rest of you? What are you doing?
Perlock is definitely ordering milk at the bar. Like he did a lot of resting on the bus before the bus. Hell, he was half drowsy in the middle of the interview. He is well rested and observing the area the entire night as he laps up his milk.
Yeah, so basically what looks like from maybe the kitchen area, those metal arms just seem to spring up, and as one springs up, it hands a bowl to the next one until finally the bowl lands in front of you. One of them comes up and then kind of like points down at the bowl and begins spraying milk into it. It's blue, but it definitely smells like milk.
Signal to the head. Wait, I didn't say leave yet. As I asked it for scritches. Did I say leave yet?
Yeah, so you do that, and like 4 hands pop out and begin scritching all over the back of your, behind your ears, under your chin, your cheeks.
I'm awake, Apes.
And as you do that, you're kind of like, oh, your eyes are rolling up in the back of your head. Roll a d20.
Okay. Oh my god. 15.
15. So, what you see, your eyes kind of settle on a sturdy looking fellow that has maps hanging off of him all over the place. He's kind of dressed like an explorer, wearing kind of like really functional clothing. You see a compass hanging off of his side. He looks very weathered, grizzled beard, gray eyes.
If your looks didn't give it away, your smell definitely does. You are a man that have seen many paths in many ways. How are you doing tonight? As I kind of like nod towards this gentleman.
Well, I'm doing pretty good there, son and kitty. I don't know what you are, but I'm doing good. How's the milk?
Excellent. I mean, but what brings you around here?
Well, I kind of make my living mapping the surrounding wastelands. It's not a good place to get lost, so a map comes in mighty handy. He pats like one of the rolled up parchments that he has in a leather case.
I see. So, where was your last expedition? I wonder.
Oh, there's actually a quarry out there I've been having my eye on. Found some valuable veins out there. Some old electrical conduits, tunnels, tapping them.
Oh, money. I felt like you'll need some money or manpower to help muscle that out.
Yeah, imagine. What's your name there, kitty? They call me Grit Sandstone.
I extend one of my tentacles. Perlock.
He takes it and says, oh, that's kind of slimy.
It's okay. I keep myself very clean. I bathe at least 12 times a day.
Good to know. Hardly bathe ever. As you pull your tentacle back, it is covered in dust. And
I
grit.
start bathing, as I start bathing in the middle of the bar, and then go back to my milk. Well, I'll say right now, I know a few bunch of folks who may interest you. As I pull over my arachnoid friend, or I try to signal him down. I don't know if he notices me or not.
So do you notice Perlock there?
Sure. So what's going on over here?
He has veins, and I keep my answers goofy and
He has veins. I don't drink blood.
No, of ore, matter, things like that. Things of useful resources. In fact, I think our robotic friend would like that as well. Have you seen him? Dan.
So are we gonna use our rest day to go explore? Is that what you're suggesting?
So one of the things too that you did notice as you guys kind of drove into the town, the place is covered in neon solar panels. So most of the power supplied by this place is solar, but also like there's seems to be excessive amount of electricity being used here. As you notice, like coming through the town, and like it seemed like some of the stuff seemed to have uh, electrical construction material or electronics like in excessive amounts, like almost like an aesthetic as much as function.
So at a glance, does any of it like seem out of place or done improperly?
Give me either a science or mechanics check.
They're either of them are the same for me. So how about a 23?
Oh, a 23? Yes, very much so. A lot of it is just extra for looks and doesn't actually do anything.
I'll make note of that. I don't know. I don't know how long we've been a team. Uh, I don't know how much time we had to kind of practice and really get to know each other. Uh,
That is completely up to you guys. I will say, so you
I wouldn't
guys
imagine.
arrived probably like mid evening, like 7, 8 o'clock, and then you'll have all of tomorrow to kind of like
Yeah.
rest, and then the following day is kind of a dress rehearsal slash chance to get on the field and kind of practice a little bit.
Yeah, like I would imagine this is our first time in a real game, but we've been together for at least a while.
Preseason, you guys have been together preseason.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm thinking, well, but like,
all right. So I don't know if anyone has expressed any, interest in technology to, be able to share my findings, but if anybody actually, does, I would let them know that
I don't
this
know
place
if Herbie the
overdone.
Hugosaurus
Herbie would.
is actually interested, but he is technology.
Yeah, I would imagine Herbie would be. It's a tiddlywink. Interested, just a tiddlywink at least.
Yeah, he's definitely interested. He's very enamored of this place, actually. Like, you see that he's just like kind of like waddle trundling back and forth around this place as he's looking at all the different mechanized parts. Like, he's very excited and seems to like not really be sure exactly where to start. Is the barkeeper mechanical too?
He's a hologram.
Okay, yeah. So Herbie's just like he's in love with this place. And from what little he's probably mentioned in passing about Herbie Land, like you get the idea that this is probably the closest thing to home he's been in a while. And so he's like a kid in a candy store right now, just like waddling along and ooh, shiny thing, and then waddling over here and oh, other shiny thing, and just going back and forth. Like he's very happy here. This is like he wants to stay here.
So Spark comes across as being very affable, and he said, "Anything you need, just let him know."
So I need to know what kind of desserts you have in this dessert.
That's a bit of a tongue twister there, sir. But we have puddings, ice creams, cake, pie, the normal stuff.
I hope no jello because that might offend our coach.
Oh, really? Well, we don't want to offend anyone's coach. We'll put away the Jello until you guys leave.
That's probably for the safest, just so he doesn't get mistaken for some of the desserts in the dessert.
That could be very problematic.
You wouldn't happen to know who the Neon Oasis is fielding by any chance, do you?
Oh, the Neon Annihilators? Oh, yeah. We're really excited to see who they field this year. They've been keeping it hush hush. Everyone's been trying to get the scoop and figure it out, but no one's been able to yet.
So you don't know of anyone that knows beyond in-house?
Well, let me think. Sarah might know some stuff, but she's kind of got reasons to keep it to herself. Let me think.
What can you tell me about Sarah?
Oh, Zara? She's our mayor. I mean, I imagine she knows pretty much everything that goes on here. But again, she's probably vested in keeping the mystique so that more people will come and see the unveiling of the Annihilators. It's a big surprise. I mean, Dandy always claims to know a little bit of everything, but his drinks are overpriced, and the Glow Bar is nothing compared to my fine establishment.
Well, I always judge an establishment by its milk. I'm sorry, you have the finest milk I've tasted in a while. If you can't serve milk, you can't serve booze.
Now,
Right?
I don't know if old TikTok would know anything, but I mean, he kind of keeps the history of what goes on in Neon Oasis, but this might be too recent for him. Could always try. I don't know. Doc Lumen. There's Doc Lumen. He's the town's doctor. He's awesome when it comes to treating radiation sickness and dealing with cybernetic implants. He kind of like gives you the finger guns to Herbie there.
So, I'm thinking to myself, it looks like we need to go over to the Glow Bar. That might be a chance to glean some information.
Is it going to be as nice as this place?
Oh, he says it won't.
Oh, well, then why would we want to go there? We've got everything we need here. We've got holograms, and we've got lots of friends to meet.
Yes, but we don't have any information on who our opponents will be. They know about us. We just did an interview. They're going to be at an advantage. I want to take that away.
I mean, and Herbie like mechanically shrugs and looks at Sai. Everybody squishes just about the same, right?
I'd like to have some time to think about what they, what kind of things they might be doing, and be prepared if we've got some kind of strategy or plan. I don't like the not knowing.
I mean, they're probably holed up at the at the stadium. They have their own training facilities over there. They probably have them, have like a dorm room or something that they're keeping them under wraps, I guess. But I don't know. That sounds like trespassing.
Sure, it does. Not knowing the work supposed to be there at some point, like absolutely, that would be very bad for trespassing, which we will not do, because that's bad.
I mean, isn't trespassing really just exploring new frontiers that are a little bit mysterious?
Yes, but if you explore, and I'll point outside, where we, in the direction we came from, you've got dangers of the wastes and what have you. But if you go to places you're not allowed within a town, you're going to have to deal with whatever laws they have and whatever punishments they decide to kick up. This is our first match as a team. Do we really want to go in with a record?
That's fair. The timeout chair's never very fun.
And come on, we play a sport where you could die. It's very, very easy for some towns to just be like, you know what? You did wrong. We're just gonna kill you.
That sounds very counterintuitive to making friends or spending money or anything that involves society.
You understand laws are not about trying to get friends.
I kind of like huddle over towards like our team.
Are you guys like kind of talking at the bar there where Spark is, or?
I would hope the main tiddly bits that say we are the team that's here to rumble. I imagine those are the tiddlywinks of information we're keeping hush hush. But like
Besides getting water.
Yeah, besides the occasional milk water brew.
Yeah. So like, because he's the one that mentioned like that would be trespassing, and you guys are kind of talking about that. He's like,
guys, are we having a meeting?
That's theater. But that's all theoretical. As I kind of huddle together.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to run afoul of Vice Captain Nemo or Lena Skyrise. That could be bad news.
Why is that?
Well, Vice Captain Nemo is the head of the local security force. She's strict, but she's a fair leader. I hear she once even sailed the acid seas. But then
That sounds dangerous.
So, you'll get a fair shake. You'll get a fair shake with her. Should be okay. But Lena, on the other hand, she used to be a sky pirate, and she takes defending this town super serious.
You really think that they actually sailed the acid seas?
That's what they say.
Did Sai just come in?
A boat that's going to survive? Because that doesn't sound like it makes any sense.
Perlock is not impressed. He's like, I have a cousin that lives there. Like,
oh my god!
Like,
I hope no matter where we talk about, you have a cousin that lives there.
There's a lot of cats in the world.
If it's in like, yeah, not only that, but like if it's in like any sort of aquatic-ish area, high chance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it's like, man, whatever. It's like going through the Bermuda Triangle, just a bunch of hocus pocus. The Perlock.
So, can I get any of you folks something to eat or drink other than Perlock here, who's been sampling our milk? And also, your bowl just never runs out.
Oh my god, I love this place. This is the best place ever.
Mate, I want to get some water. I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I'm going to like go outside and do that like low-key workout routine that's really more of a stretch thing, right? I'm on that Sigma grind set, man. I'm only competing with myself, and I intend to win.
Hi, do you want to come trespassing with us?
What?
I'll take whatever you consider your signature dish.
Man, what those guys are planning is irrelevant. We know who we are and what we're about.
Yeah. So yeah, he serves up some ground armadillo, and cactus stew.
Do you have any dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets? I don't actually eat, but I enjoy gnashing them between my metal teeth and appearing as though I'm eating them, especially when there's an advertisement for dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets from Herbie Land.
So out of the bar, kind of like almost like a slot opens up, and like this old style TV dinner uh that you briefly like glimpse a date that means nothing to you anymore. Uh and it gets moved into a microwave and heat it for you. And it's
Yeah,
got
but
the the plastic, it is plastic, but then it's got the cellophane plastic that you have to peel off, and it's got like a pudding with the dinosaur sprinkles that go in it, as well as the barbecue sauce for dipping for your dinosaur shaped chicken nuggets.
That's how you know that's good.
Herbie,
Yeah.
you just make a mess when you do that, right?
oh no, he's not actually opening it. He takes the entire dinner, wrapping and all, and puts it in his mouth, and then mechanically chomp, 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 chomp repeatedly.
And the food just goes all over the table and the floor.
Yep.
So little
Like I said-
arms come out with brooms and dustpans and begin just sweeping it all up.
That was delicious. Thank you. And then
You
Herbie
don't have
lean over
taste
to
buds.
Perlock and say, I don't actually have a sense of taste, but I'm very convincing.
You're not.
And so I don't know, you're not really sure how you missed this, but as it gets swept up into a bowl, the bowl gets moved to a dark corner of the room where there's just a large mound that all of a sudden kind of unfolds itself. And it's just a huge mutant bear. But it's kind of wearing clothes and almost reminds you of like a tinker because it's got all kinds of things just hanging off of it. And you hear the first thing is you just hear the snuffling of its large nose and starts eating Herbie's already chewed TV dinner.
Wow.
And so a spark kind of leans in. That's Grizz Varn. He'll eat pretty much anything. So and whenever there's leftovers or whatever, we just give it to him. He's a good guy. He's a trader. If you ever need anything, he can usually get it. He likes to scavenge tech and rare artifacts from out in the wastes. Really good at what he does. A good fella.
We accept what we think we deserve.
Excuse me?
We accept what we think we deserve.
Well, he must be a decent fellow because he likes dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Can we really call them dinosaur chicken nuggets anymore?
It would probably be dino meat nuggets.
Mush.
Dino cockatrice nuggets.
Right. Something ultra goofy. Right? Oh man. I imagine at this point, Perlock himself would kind of like wander around, not necessarily going anywhere particular,
Mhm.
but just scouting other patrons in the area. Just wandering around, seeing who's willing to pet me and whatnot. And if I hear anything while being ultra inconspicuous,
Uh-huh.
who doesn't want to pet a kitty unless you're just like a weirdo, right? Unless you're allergic. I take that back. Unless you're allergic, then okay, keep cat back.
All right. Give me a conspiracy check since you're trying to like kind of like listen and smooth.
All it up. Alright, so let me just check my map and egg. Cool. That's gonna be a 16 total.
All right. So you definitely find plenty of people that are willing to pet you, and after a while they kind of like forget you're there and just like hang out with you. And one of those people is one of the custodians from the stadium you guys are going to be at, and he's like talking to one of the other townsfolk who seems to be a huge like sports fanatic. They've got like they're wearing all the gear. They got the hat and the jersey. They got it all, and they're just trying to pump him for information. Like, have you seen any of them? What do you know? Hush, hush! They send us all away. They don't let us come in before before a certain time. I hear they only train in the middle of the night.
I literally laid down there long enough to see if I could hear anything else. To be like, hey, where in the middle of the night? If I feel like the conversation they're having is going nowhere, eventually I kind of just like.
No,
yeah,
so basically,
no,
after like the course of the conversation, you gather like all their workouts happen in their facility, and they actually have a separate training area that's not as big as the field itself, but where they're able to practice privately.
So after like I feel like I obtained enough information. I literally kind of like get up for it, yeah, stretch, rub my head on the person petting me, give him like a love meow, like oh, right on his arm, and I'm like, all right, I'm jumping back down. You don't interest me anymore. As I huddle back over to my team and be like, and I'm keeping it really tight in. You guys won't believe this. They're training there at night. As I kind of unsuckle myself from you guys' shoulders.
So what I'm hearing is scouting mission tonight.
You wanted that info.
I do.
As I look at the non-clock Perlock has, nowish is a goodish time than any. Considering he realizes he's not that sleepy and be like, yeah, I mean, it's night, definitely.
So I'll look to Herbie and Cy. You guys up for it?
Sure thing. Do you want me to find some sneaking music that we can play while we're sneaking? You're very musical.
I don't think our taste in music are the same.
I know your music isn't very sneaky, but I'm confident that I could find some that resembles a cartoon, possibly one of the Herbie cartoons that plays in the theater in Herbie Land.
Yeah, when you're trying to be quiet, playing music to be quiet is only going to draw further attention.
I love attention.
Maybe you should stay here.
Can I ask you something? Where do you think I'm gonna hide? I'll stay with Herbie. It's fine.
Yay!
Sight, if you will.
All right, so it's just the two of us then.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Cy and Herbie can absolutely find their ways. Herbie, how about this as a suggestion? Instead of playing, you can play the music you want, but how about you play it at the lowest volume so only you can hear it?
In your head.
In your head.
I mean, that sort of defeats the purpose of the music, doesn't it?
Well,
it doesn't set the mood.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own particular type of mood, Herbie. I like my rhythmic music as well, but you don't want to disturb others while we're investigating, right? And Cy, look at you.
You're muted,
I
Robin.
can't hear you, Sai.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm all the way up here and you're all the way down there, and I like bend over and pick up the octopus cat.
Well, you see, that's your greatest strength right there. Your strength. Who says
Wait,
you
you
have?
want me to like pick up a car and hide under it or something?
I'm sure if you gripped onto something hard enough, you could definitely be not seen in areas.
Yeah, but I'd definitely be heard. Herbie, though, you can use your backstage voice.
Oh, I have one of those. And then like his volume goes to like whisper level. How's this?
With one tentacle up.
I'm smart sometimes.
You know, if we get in a predicament, then maybe Sai and I can make a distraction and attract all the attention.
You know what? Hold on. I go over to the custodian that was talking all the information, right? And I sit on his lap. Does he allow it?
Yeah, for sure.
I splurt ink all over him like, oops, my bad.
That was messed up.
Dude, you can't just.
That was really wrong, man. You used him. He helped you out.
So hear me out.
Cat!
Yeah.
I mean, yes, cat, but this is my player thought. He's like, oh, this clothes is yucky. Let me take it off. And then give whatever articles to Sai. Say, hey, he's part of the area. That's literally my whole thought process.
All right, again, let me ask you something. Like, how do you think I'm gonna fit in that guard's clothes?
Herlock didn't think that far. This guy splatted.
I know, because I really like the idea that like you hand Sai a jacket and
It's
they
like-
just put it on their arm, like it's just on the bicep, and they're still wearing their flannel.
Like, Herlock concedes to that, but like I still splatted this guy, and it's his problem now.
Hmm.
And I'm like, meow, I'm sorry.
Cat.
It was a good try.
Someday that's gonna be us, and we're not even gonna be able to be mad.
Oh man, I've been there. uh,
All right, so what's the vote here? Are we all going to a point and then two of us are gonna go in, or is it just Furlong and I to go out and do this while you two stay here?
I'm leaving that in Sai's court, honestly, like as a player, because like Herbie will happily go wherever.
I say let's go to a point, and then if they end up needing us, we'll be in shouting range.
Okay.
I thought we were whispering.
And the shout if something goes really, really wrong, like if there's a fire or something.
Oh yes, fires are very dangerous.
It's emergency protocols.
That makes sense. How are we going to put out the fire?
It's more
Ink.
likely we're gonna start the fire than put it out.
How did I end up on a team with all of you?
Just lucky.
Great fortune, my friend. And
mean,
then he
I'm not-
gives you a hug.
I'm not some pyromaniac. I'm not looking to go start a fire, but
real question is, how could you not end up on a team like us?
I kind of want to start a fire a little bit.
Our team needs a
Yeah.
fire starter.
Absolutely.
All right,
So-
well, you go play with Man's Red Flower. We'll stand outside and keep watch and come running if there's a fight.
Before we go off on this excursion, I'll definitely fill my canteen with a half gallon of milk. Like, all right, I'm good.
He's definitely giving you as much milk as you want.
Bro, I'm taking it.
Well, we're
Well,
staying here, probably, for all of tomorrow plus, the next day of, the actual event. So you're gonna keep coming back here to get as much milk as you want. So
well, we might need liquids at the facility as a distraction of some sort, and you know what? Here, my bowl
a
runneth
bunch of blue
over.
milk. Got it.
My bowl runneth over, therefore, just take it. The worst case scenario, I'll drink it my way back home, right?
Not gonna argue.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Right.
All right, so you guys are going to infiltrate.
Yes.
Perfect. So we're gonna kind of do like a group skill challenge. So who wants to go first, and what skill are you going to use?
Obstacle is there the goal for? I'm more than happy to jump up first, but what obstacle must I face?
So basically
Tell
you're
you what
just
skill I use.
so you're trying to infiltrate the facility. Assume it's you guys are locked out. It's a closed facility. Maybe there's guards to make sure no nosy people are snooping around. So basically, evasion and entry.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Would you be able to use the interaction skill to kind of like can you use interaction without physically interacting, like, to try and like to use the cheesy line of like, oh well, I'm gonna pick up a pedal and throw it off to the side, or would that be a different skill?
Um, so a distraction.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Let me. Sorry, bring up the list of skills.
All right, so
I
while
do.
Dave
I do not
this
have
up,
them memorized. All right.
sure.
All right. You want to use the actual interaction skill itself.
Yes. Yeah.
That I will. So you can do that if you find someone to interact with, but we're not there yet.
Okay. You had said that there were guards, so I was,
Well, you don't
I
know
was.
if there are guards. So basically,
Oh, okay.
so like I'm thinking like you're going to be using perception, stealth. If you guys can come up with ways you want to use mechanics or science, I'll allow that. Um, there might be some uses for athletics or acrobatics.
My
I
eyes are
science.
How are your eyes?
What do you got there, Bobby?
So my character is actually deceptively intelligent. He's just not wise. And I have a +8 in science. So could I, in theory, like use my science skill to maybe either disarm a security system or otherwise interface with some sort of like spy cameras or anything that would be used to like surveil or otherwise note our presence?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to do that with my mechanical parts and my experience with security systems from Herbie Land.
Perfect. So make a roll.
All right, so I roll a d20.
Mm-hmm.
Last desk. Okay, that's a 10, which is middle of the road. +8 is 18.
18. Yeah, that's a success.
Hey,
So you're starting to get a layout for the any electronic security, as well as being able to bypass various locks.
mm-hmm.
And you're like picking out, oh, there's a security camera, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to use straight up stealth.
Okay.
So that's going to be 14.
A 14. So with a 14, you begin to move stealthily through the shadows, and as you do, you come face to face with a a security guard that is very surprised to see you. What do you want to do?
All right, so this is the training facility, right?
Yes.
So if we rewind a little bit, I imagine, before we set out, some of us are kind of intelligent here.
Mhm.
What is our play? If we run into somebody, are we saying like, oh, we just come to look at the grounds? We're gonna, go off of that angle, or are we looking to, try and subdue somebody? What are your thoughts?
I think we can get into a lot of trouble for trying to subdue somebody, and they would believe that we were just here to get a look.
All right. So I will go with that story then, Dave. I will tell them, look, we're here for the match tomorrow, looking to, kind of scope out the grounds and
All right,
Yeah.
give me an interaction check, but you're going to be at a -2.
-2. Got it. Okay, well, that's a good number on the die. Plus so 22.
22. He totally buys it. He totally buys it, but you can't be here right now. We have scheduled times. I could get into a lot of trouble if I just let you roam around here.
I mean, come on. We're part of the whole deal is being able to see the field so that we can properly strategize and this and that.
He pulls out a clip. Looks at his clipboard and flips through. I see where you made the mistake. Look, you're scheduled not tomorrow, but the day after. You're supposed to be resting.
All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait our turn.
Yeah, I guess. And give me an insight check.
Oh wow! I rolled well. 18.
He seems very bribable.
Do we have like credits? Like, is there a serious economy system?
Bottle caps.
There's a lot of like scavenge and if you have anything from your starting gear, you want to try.
I would certainly not I would not be able to carry a lot of the things that I have with me or that I rolled randomly. So like, I could offer him a lantern or some duct tape.
Anybody else?
I would like to attempt to use athletics to
duct tape him up.
Right.
No, I was gonna say like swing up onto the roof and find a place to perch that I can like see incoming traffic so I can, radio a warning. Did we even have like mics or anything? Like, did we set that up at all? I'll yell if I have to, but I want to be able to see the cars coming in if they do.
You probably don't have mics or radios or anything like that, but you could probably ooh, ooh, or something.
Yeah. Cool. Secret signals.
Are we all caught right now?
I mean, so the way I imagine Perlock getting into this thing is like as an octopus breed. I have no bones essentially, or like I can get through shit if I just will it hard enough, So like I just kind of see myself like slipping through the duck system, like if it's like too tight, I give it a minute.
You give me an acrobatics check, Perlock. Sai, give me an athletics check.
24 total.
17.
Okay, you two are definitely not there. So is there anything Herbie would have done in order to not be there as well?
No, I think Herbie is there. And when he sees that, he's going to be like, "Oh, I'm sure I could convince you. Have a hug," and he's gonna hug him and kind of like restrain him while hugging him, so that way, like if Zostrog wants to sneak away, he can. And Herbie's gonna like turn and just like start basically spouting all the Herbie Land stuff about how they're best friends now, and he should have some dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets from the cafeteria. And like it's kind of trying to deceive this guy into thinking that he's just like acting on programming or maybe short-circuiting to give Zostrog a chance to kind of be sneaky, which Zostrog would kind of know that Herbie does this because he's really smart. He's just not like good at applying that a lot.
All right, so Zostrog, tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I will absolutely use that distraction and slink away.
All right, you get a +2 to the check.
All right, so that'll be a 16.
All right, so you guys are at 5 successes, 1 failure. Because of that failure, Herbie the Hugosaurus Rex, it will not be in the next scene, but you guys do manage to slip inside the trainer and Rita, and you're hidden as the Neon Annihilators take the field, which next session is when we'll unveil what you guys see on the field below you. So with that, thanks everyone for playing. Thanks you guys for joining us, and we'll see what happens next week and who and what sneak peek they get, and maybe will there be a team on team brawl that breaks out before the first game even happens? You'll have to wait till next week to find out. So until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.